Hi everyone, I am back and with a new name for this part of the story. This is the Wonky spoon because it's real life cooking. It's me cooking in my kitchen that you can follow along with. And this is the first one of the series and I'm going to show you how it works. Each time I post a live event from now on, I'm going to give you a list of ingredients. And those ingredients are going to prepare a really lovely dinner for you, if you're a solo, or for you and your family. So it'll have measurements, it'll have everything that you need. Not that I'm a very big measurement cooker, but if that's what you need, I will put that on. So today we're going to cook a risotto, but before we do the risotto, well, actually during, we're also going to make a salad. And I'm going to explain the reasons why, because remember, I'm all about the fibre. Come over there with me. Hello, me again. So, for today's recipe, what we need is some white onions. And we are just going to slice those up. And remember, this is real life cooking. It's not a video that I will chop up and make it look like I've made something in 30 seconds or what is it now, 15 seconds. This is literally let's cook together. There are so many reports of people, and you know, I understand it. I used to do it. Oh, let's just get a takeaway. Oh, let's just get a ready meal. And you know, it's just as easy to prepare it, but we get into the rut of, oh, it's quick, it's easy, and, you know, fooling ourselves, and all of those things are made with so much salt and so much sugar that, you know, before long you're ballooning, and you don't want to be doing that, do you? So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to be educational and cook with you. So what we're doing here is slicing onions. You can chop them up however you want to. I'm going to chop them up real quick because they're zingers. They're already making my eyes go, wow, woo. If you find that you're crying cooking onions, the old wives' tale does work. Hold a teaspoon in your mouth, and for some unknown reason, nobody knows why, the onions won't affect your eyes, but they're affecting mine right now. So I'm just going to turn on the gas. And I've already had my pan on. This is a nifty little trick. Rice has a thing about liking to stick to the bottom of a pan. You can prevent that by doing this. So you pop on your stainless steel pan and you let it heat up. And when it's really, 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 really hot, throw some cold water in there. And if it goes round the pan in a ball, then it's fine. But if it fizzes, it's not ready yet. You've got to get it to go round in a ball. Like, even if it's like loads of little balls, the balls are the important bit. That means it's ready to be cooked in, and it will become non-stick. So I've done that already, and now I'm reheating my pan on a low heat. And I'm going to pop in there a little olive oil, a little drizzle, as we say, you know, darling, little drizzle. And we're going to pop in some butter, because why not? You know, why not? Butter's lovely. And just a little knobette like that. So they're all going to get melted lovely. We're going to move them around together. You see, I'm doing it slowly so you can follow along. You might be dicing your onion as we speak. So pop your onions in, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove my fringe because I feel like I'm touching it all the time. That's not dreadfully hygienic, is it? And I'm just going to go wash my hands. You see, it's live, darling. It is, it's live. Washing the hands now, off camera. Wash, 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 wash. And dry. And there we are. Back in seconds. Okay, so onions are on, and we want them to soften down. Just making sure they're breaking up and evenly cooking. So I am always banging on about cleaning your lettuce. So earlier today, I got my lettuce out of the fridge and I just popped it on here, and out fell a bright green, beautiful, very, very cute caterpillar. And I was like, see, that's why I say wash your lettuce. So I actually have taken photographs and a little video of that, so I will post that later for your enjoyment. So what I do is salt, cold water, and our old friend bicarbonate of soda. These are your best friends in the kitchen, rock salt and bicarb. I buy Ile de Ré salt or Garand salt. It's got to look like that. It's got to be big salt, okay? Just pop it in and just leave your lettuce in there. You can leave it in for 10 minutes, you can leave it in for 20, 30. It doesn't, you know, it's not going to spoil. Just make sure that all the salt has gone in and all the bicarb, and then just put it to one side. Rinse everything off. Give it a good old spin with the lid. And here is one I prepared earlier. Okay, so there's your lovely clean lettuce. Right, so to this lettuce, I'm going to add this rather wonderful red carrot. I found this in the bio shop, the organic shop, earlier today, and I thought, oh, that's the one for me. So I'm just going to give it a peel and chop the ends off. I have nobody to clean my station, nobody at all. So I'm just going to put all of that over there. I'm just going to give it a rinse. Going off camera now. Back in a jiffy. There we go. See? Lovely jolly. So, to my lettuce, I am going to peel in my carrot. Now, you may ask yourself, why on earth is she making a salad full of carrot and other things when she's about to have a risotto? Isn't that just pure greed? Well, I'm going to answer that question for you in a minute. Right, so onions have softened lovely. I got some risotto rice, and that's about a cupful. Close this cupboard. It's about a cupful, and I rinsed it really well. And again, rinsing rice gets rid of any dust, anything that might be hanging out in there, even though it's been in a sealed bag. You never know. It's come all the way from this one. I don't know where this one's come from, but it's risotto rice. Okay, it's the slightly shorter, fatter grain. If you can see that, can you see that? And I am going to pop that in now into the onions. Move over, Nigella. Lisa's here. Right, so swivel that around. The whole point of risotto rice is it's full of starch and it likes to absorb everything. So right now it's absorbing all of the butter and all of the olive oil that we put in. So you're going to get a really smooth, dare I say it, luxurious risotto. I said it. So it's just cooked up a little bit, and as I'm not drinking at the moment, dreadfully boring, I'm going to add some apple cider vinegar, which does pretty much the same job as a nice glug of a dry white wine. So a glug of that. Actually, I'm going to bring that over here because I need it over here for something else. Okay, so just let that burn off. That goes into the, oh, it's already smelling delicious, you know? Right, there we go. That's lovely. And to that, I'm going to add some gelatinous, I'm just putting the salad to one side so I can get on with this risotto and come back to the salad. I'm just collecting cutlery. And you know, I didn't have everything prepared here. I get a bit bored if everything's just prepared, you know. I want it to be a little bit more spontaneous. So, I've got my cutlery. I'm just going to show you what this is. This is chicken stock. So I steamed and then roasted briefly a chicken the other day, breast side down. And all the juice that came out of that, I stored in a cup. Then when I finished eating the chicken, because we've had it in a curry, we've had it in sandwiches, we've had it in this, we were left with the carcass. Now, nobody likes to talk about chicken carcass, but they do exist. And what I did was I filled a pan 3/4 of the way full, and I put all the bones and the carcass in the pan, and I put it on a low heat, and I just boiled. I boiled that fucker. I did. I boiled that fucker, and then what comes of it when you drain it off is the most wonderful chicken stock. Gelatinous, see? So all that chicken stock that you buy in the shop, in packets, is made as simply as this. Buy a chicken on a Sunday or on a Saturday, whatever, roast it on a Sunday, steam it breast side down, that is for another video, and then make lots of lovely things with the extra meat over the next couple of days and boil the fuck out the carcass. You're going to get amazing stuff. So, without further ado, I've added the stock to the rice, and it will become just a liquid again. But all the goodness from the chicken will go in. And I'm just actually flinging it all over the cooker. I'm just flinging it. So that is going to cook away now. And every now and again, turn round and give it a stir. And the reason for that is, like I said earlier, risotto rice is full of lovely starch. And if you release the starch, it will make for a really creamy risotto. But back to the question, why am I making a salad when I'm making a risotto on the same evening? Well, I'll tell you. Risotto is high in carbohydrate. It's with the rice. And rice can go into your body and make you absolutely full of glucose. Now, to prevent you absorbing all that glucose and to make sure that that risotto heads where it's supposed to go, which is south, and you just get what you need from it, and you're not storing all the glucose as fat, we're going to line your digestive tract with a good old salad full of fibre. So that is why I make, what I've done to my carrot, that is why I make a salad or broccoli or cauliflower. Look at this beauty. Picked up this bright green collie today. Isn't that amazing? That's for another day. I'm going to make something delicious with that. So having this lovely bit of fibre just at the beginning of the meal, you don't have to eat this whole salad, just have some of it, will give you, it's like a matting, it's like putting a doormat down in your digestive tract, and it just absorbs what it needs to and gets rid of the rest. Oh, my carrot's going everywhere. Right, so that's carrot. Like I said, it's real life cooking. It's not, oh, I prepared this earlier, doesn't it look amazing? No, this is, I'm preparing it now, and it might turn out and look like shit, but it's going to taste great. Okay, so now I'm peeling a cucumber. Why? Because I find the skin really bitter. And you can also, if you wanted to, get rid of the seeds. Because if you have problems with joint stiffness, there's a lot of leptin in cucumber seeds, and that can irritate your joints as well. I'm just going to rinse this because we don't know who was playing with it before I got there. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to peel it. I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'm going to stick the rest of this into the salad bowl with my lettuce that's having a little spa treatment at the moment. So I just chop it up into 3 and I'm going to pop it in the bowl. Remember, head back to your risotto and give it a stir. Why? Because it releases the starch and it'll give you a really creamy risotto. So that's just bubbling away. Now, let's add even more fibre to our salad. So earlier today, I cooked some quinoa. I have to say, quinoa is quite possibly the most awful thing on the planet on its own, bar tofu that hasn't got any flavour. So what I like to do is add a little bit of coriander. I couldn't find any today, so I went and got some dried stuff. But if you can get the, oh, and I've lost my lid. Oh no, see, real cooking, real time, real cooking. A little bit of coriander, dried or fresh, a little bit of salt. I'm now going to have to go and hunt for the pepper. Don't know. Add pepper, okay? And then a little bit of olive oil in there and a touch of cider vinegar. Mix it up and leave it to soak up all of those lovely flavours. And all of a sudden, quinoa becomes acceptable in my kitchen. So what I'll do is, so we're not here all day watching me stir this around, I'm going to add a little, just a little, and you can keep this in the fridge in a sealed container. So I'm just going to add a little, and what that's going to do is add more fibre to your salad. You don't have to eat the whole thing. You can store this in the fridge as long as you don't put loads of oil and vinegar on it. And I'm now going to grab some linseeds. And linseeds, I'm just going to grab a spoon. Oh no, I've got one. Prepared. So linseeds are great. So just about that much, dessert spoon. They are fantastically full of fibre. Watch yourself if you've got diverticulitis, because they can just, diverticulitis is pockets in the bowel. Not the best thing in the world, but not the worst. But linseeds can get into those pockets and just create a little bit of havoc and pain. And if you have diverticulitis, then get ground linseeds. But linseeds, and then they're all, you know, they're powdered, so they'll just shoot down and not go in your pockets. So that's that. And then I'm going to, you see, everything gets a spa treatment in this house. This is parsley. And I can just imagine some little old lady going, oh, I don't want that bunch, but fingering it all, you know. So got a bit of salt, bit of bicarb, and in water. And I'm just going to give this a quick rinse. And then whip off the stalks, keep everything because it all goes into stock later on in the week. You know, it's getting colder now. We're going into soup. Soup will be soon. Nice soup. Oh, yes. Nice soup with cheese dropped in it. Oh, delicious. And a bit of crusty bread. Right, so I'm just going to chop that up. If you fold parsley for the first chop, it's a little bit easier to slice up. So there you go. It likes to stick to your fingers as well. Right, and I'm wiping my hands on my apron, not on my jumper, as I was in a previous video. And I'm going to add chia seeds. Now, chia seeds are normally put into something to make them blow up but actually I rather like them dry, and they do sort of expand with vinegar and oil. So I just put in, what would that be, a whole teaspoon together, those two little bits. Mix that around, not mix it, throw it around, and there you've got a really good fibre rich salad, like so. You're going to have to hang on for me a moment, I've got to let my dog out. See you in a sec, back soon. Come on, Lily. Here you go. Don't go running away now. Okay, put the light on. What's on? Is it on? Yeah. Woo. Wow, it's chilly. Okay, so a little bit of that will help you digest your risotto, which is, wow, just looks delicious, doesn't it? Bit of carrot, bit of lettuce, cucumber, some quinoa. Make it in bulk, store it in the fridge in a sealable box, and a little bit of olive oil and vinegar and some parsley, linseed seeds and chia seeds. And you can add, you know, to your individual portion as much cider vinegar, apple cider vinegar and olive oil as you like. I'm going to put that to one side. We're going to look at our risotto. So we're about halfway through the cooking here. And you can tell because the little grains of risotto rice are getting a little fatter, you know, they're rounding up a little bit. So we're going to add some extra flavour to our risotto. So I've got about 30 olives without stones in, see? No stones. And I've got half a bottle of capers. Just the ones in vinegar, and I rinsed everything off, and I'm going to fling them into this gadget. This is called a Thermomix. Rather wonderful object. It whizzes everything up within seconds. I'm going to add some parsley. I'm just going to go and rinse it now. If you're following along with me, you'd be able to cook at exactly the same time as me. It's amazing, isn't it? Amazing concept. Cooking along with me at the Wonky spoon. So, parsley in there, and a little olive oil just to make sure that it all whizzes up nicely. Now this thing is wonderful, but you can use a hand what they call hand mixer, or you could cut everything up individually. It's entirely up to you, but I happen to have this, so it's very noisy. I do apologise. So I'm just going to pop it on and find the lid, which of course has my, oh no, there you go, had it prepared earlier, got the lid. Put the lid on. It's going to whiz everything up in seconds. While we wait for that, just to power on, I'm just going to stir in the risotto in that lovely chicken stock. Remember, get all the chicken off your roasted chicken, your steamed and roasted chicken, and then pop it in a pan of water, boil the fuck out of it for, can be anything. Half an hour, 2 hours, hour, whatever you want. Remove the carcass, drain it all off, keep the juice. That turns into the most amazing stock. You will never have to buy stock again. You don't have to use the stock all at once. You can use part of it. You can put it even in freezer cubes, you know, the little ice trays. Then add a couple, pop some boiling water, and you've got your own stock. I mean, what's not to love? Right, so my machine's on now. Excuse me, it's going to cause a disruption. See? Rather noisy. Nigella didn't have to put up with this rubbish. But you see what happens is you get like a tapenade. And this, on a bit of toast is delicious. See, there you go. Can you see that? All mashed up. Let's put it in a bowl so you can really see it. I'm just going to get rid of this. Great. So, handy little Thermomix spatula. I'm not affiliated, by the way, I just happen to have one of these gadgets. And all your olives and parsley and capers. Oh my goodness me, the smell. We had smell-o-vision, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? It's all mashed up, and we're going to add that in to the risotto rice now for extra flavour and fabulousness, darling. Fabulous. And there you go, that's what it looks like. Doesn't look great, does it? But it tastes and smells amazing. So, we're going to add that in now. Now, you don't have to have olives and capers and parsley. You can add whatever you like. You can add baby tomatoes. You can add, another really nice and simple one is just make it as it is now with some olive oil, butter, the rice, risotto rice, and the chicken stock. Just cook that down and then add parsley and a sprinkle of olive oil. Yum. Or even add parsley, parmesan, and a sprinkle of olive oil. Delicious. Okay, so we're going to stir that round, and it's, oh wow, it's changed colour. We've gone from sort of a beige, we've moved down to an olivey green colour. Wonderful. Exciting. So as you know, I don't have somebody cleaning up after me, so I'm just going to do that now. So if you have any absolutely ace recipes that are great and full of fibre, put them in the comments and let me know. And as I said earlier, this section of what I'm trying to do, which is educate people on how easy it is to add fibre into your diet and for it not to be boring. I mean, like, who wants to eat a plate of just, you know, broccoli with nothing happening on it? I mean, it bore off. So this part is so you can cook along with me. You can wipe up your side along with me. It's just real-time cooking. There's so little of it. Everything is done where, you know, you look at the parsley and all of a sudden it becomes a turkey and parmesan. You know, it's, I want to show you, it's quick and it's easy and it's really, really simple. I mean, I'm not using even anything to measure with, but for the lives from now on, as of today, I will put all of the measurements on the event, on the invite, and I will invite you. And if you can think of a great time in the day to watch this, so I started at 6 o'clock, which is 6 o'clock in France and 5 o'clock in England. I mean, is that too early? Is it too late? I don't know. I would like it that you would come on board and cook with me at the same time. So I'm just going to, if you can see this risotto, this looks amazing. And it smells really, really good. And now what's happening is, all of those flavours, because risotto rice is a real absorber, is going in to the rice. I've made enough for an army. But never mind, it'll get eaten. The thing with rice as well, which my mother will tell you, is don't leave it out on the side because it grows things, apparently. But the whole of China and Japan have done fine. But once it's cooked, stick it in the fridge, definitely with underneath an hour. I mean, if not sooner, I believe. I'll have to ask her again. She knows all about the rice thing. She's a trained chef, you know. I think it's where I get it from. Yeah. So I'm going to bring this over while it's bubbling, and I'm just going to collect some parmesan from the refrigerator. So again, you can add anything to this risotto, you know, just anything. You can add chicken, you can add vegetables, you can add capers on their own, you can add just onions, you know. It's all delicious and it's so comforting, and I always think it's like a warm hug, and especially on a day like this where it's absolutely bollock freezing and colder than a witch's tip. So, real cooking, you see my pan only has one handle. No handle. And this is what it looks like. Ladle. And just see it's not sticking to the bottom. That's what you want. And then have that after your salad. Don't forget the salad. Remove the risotto. Look at that. Ooh, yum scrum in my tongue. So, have some of the quinoa salad. You don't need a lot. You're just literally wanting to line your digestive tract. Have some risotto after that. Remember, salad first, risotto afterwards. You can never get in the parmesan. Fresh is better, but I didn't have any. So a little bit of that on top. A little bit of olive oil. Woo! And let's have a taste. It's absolutely banging. Wow. Oh, I have to stop because I have to eat that first. Fibre is all about moving unwanted matter out of your digestive tract and out of your colon. It's nothing else. It's about keeping all of your insides moving. So if you suffer with, sorry to talk about this on a cooking program, but you know, it's important. You suffer with constipation or diarrhea, that salad of quinoa, lettuce, cucumber, and chia seeds, linseeds, and parsley, olive oil, and apple cider vinegar is going to really, really help you to manage your colon and your digestive tract. That is what I'm all about. All illnesses, diseases, they start round about here. We have cancer in us. Everybody has cancer in us. We don't, it doesn't set itself off, but if the colon and the digestive tract are not working, it can possibly, you know, aid in that, which we don't want. We don't want any diseases. And I know for a fact, and it's not just me saying this, there are specialists out there who have worked their whole lives to learn about what fibre does. And I'm watching what they're talking about, and I'm reading what they're talking about. And the importance of fibre is amazing. And with regards to your microbiome in your gut, or your little bacteria down there, they sometimes need a little bit of a wake up. All through my 20s, I hardly ate. All through my 30s, I hardly ate. Going into my 40s, I had a really bad diet. I just wasn't looking after myself, and I wasn't looking after my gut biome. And I come from a family of foodies, so when I went home, I'd eat really, really well. But when I was living on my own, I'd eat, you know, a mass-produced hummus and a pita bread. You know, I wasn't bothered about food then, but I'm bothered about it now. And I think it's really important because I know I switched off my gut biome. I know that there was nothing going on in there. There was no, you know, my factory had closed. And now I've learned how to wake my factory up, and my factory is my gut biome. So I would like to share it with all of you. and to show you how easy it is to prepare two things and chat a lot of stuff, you know, talk and give you an education in 32 minutes. I mean, what is not to love? Ah, one other thing. Do this. If you're worried about digesting food, if you're going out, I mean, I do this before every meal anyway. But if you're going out and you want to test this out, get some apple cider vinegar. If you think, oh, I'm going to go and eat a giant steak or a giant bowl of pasta, whatever it might be, pop a little apple cider vinegar in a glass. And for the purposes of television, I'm going to use bottled water. And pop a little water in it, like a shot. You remember those shots that we used to do when we were younger? Yeah, I'll have a tequila. Imagine it's tequila. And just drink it before you eat anything. Apple cider vinegar is just amazing. It can reduce your glucose levels, so you don't retain all the glucose and you don't hold on to it, because your insulin will come in and it'll start making it work and it will start moving through what you don't need. Shoot this before you eat anything. I'm going to do it now. Woo! You have to drink it down real quick because you don't want it affecting your teeth. And then just swirl it around with some water. Delicious. Right, so thank you for watching. Lovely to see you all here. If you have any comments or you think, oh, I want Lisa to make whatever, just contact the Bedside Chronicles and the Wonky Spoon and I'll make it for you. Coming round now, because as you know, I have to turn off my camera. So, happy Wednesday evening. Thank you for watching and go Fibre. See you later.